Hiya guys, it's Callan once again from Reflex Theatre, back with another video exercise for your weekly social integration online. Just before we head inside guys, we just wanted to give you a quick heads up of a government initiative that we've noticed. Now, some of you at home may struggle with social distancing, whether that is by wearing a mask because of breathing problems or anxiety issues, or by simply forgetting, or by having a lack of spatial awareness. There are many things that could cause you a little bit of bother in this area. That's why the government have created some lanyards and some stickers which say, please be aware I may struggle with social distancing. I have left a link down in the description below so you can have a look at it and potentially order a couple for yourselves. But without further ado guys, why don't we head inside? So as you can see guys, it is just myself for this week because it is extremely hot and Megan has been working very hard this week. So we thought that we'd just give her a little bit of a break today. However, it is all guns blazing for me. I have got a lovely exercise for you. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be telling you a story. It may start off of what I did during my week. It may tail off into a fictional story, but that's by the by. What I'm also going to be doing is playing with my iPad some music. And I will be trying to match what I say, or how I say it, to the mood that the music gives. Let's just jump into it. You'll see what I mean. So, here we go. And I think I will start off with just a nice recollection of what I did this week. So, here we go. Wait for the music. So during my week, what I did was I went for a lovely stroll down the river. I took a bus to see my father on his 50th birthday, and we celebrated that birthday with joy, with happiness, and with quite a lot of balloons as well. Move on to the next track. And what we also did was have lots and lots of party games. There were two dogs, you threw a ball, and the dog would go and the ball would be thrown back to him and he would go again, and then I would also go. It was just so fun and joyous, and we loved every single bit of Dad's 50th birthday. And then what we did was we went back on the bus through a long winding journey. We went through. We saw fields, we saw cows, they went moo. And we went moo with them. And then we saw sheep, and they went ba, ba, so we went ba, ba. Next music. And then as that bus wandered its way through the streets of Norwich, Bungay, Beccles, we just looked at the sunset, we watched it descend, and we smiled at each other with a lovely cold drink in one hand, and in the other, a little newspaper, seeing what's on the news. Do one more. And then as we're looking at the newspaper, it comes alive and it's like, oh, it's loads of colours, like the newspaper's dancing and we're dancing along with it. And yeah, it's just a bit of a kind of funky kind of groove we got going on with the newspaper, and it's going, breaking news, this square is a party, we got it. So I think you get the idea there. Makes it a little bit weird to you at home. But the whole point of that exercise is to sense different moods. And music's a very good way of doing that. In terms of now bringing it into a more social interaction context, I'm going to be showing you a couple of emotions. And I just want you at home to look at the emotion that I'm presenting in a second. And I want you to just think, is this a mood where I can engage with someone happily? Or should I take a minute to just let them settle? How would I approach someone who is in this mood, who is in this emotional state? Okay, so a little bit of free thinking for you. So the first one, the first emotion is this. Cool. Okay, the second one is going to be this. Oh. Third one is going to be this, and again, think about how you would approach them. Would you comfort them? Would you G them up? What would you do? What would you do? So let's try this one. And the final one, we'll do one more. The final one is this. Okay, so those are some emotions, some moods, and hopefully you can have a look at home, and feel free to rewind the video so that you can have a look at those moods again and see how you would approach that person if you would, or would you just allow them space. But let's head outside and go a little bit more in depth. I hope that you'll agree with me, guys, that part of social integration, part of communication and interaction is about sensing moods, sensing an atmosphere. And yet I find it quite astonishing that as human beings, we're quite good at sensing mood or atmospheres, let's say within music, as you saw inside. But when it comes to relating that to what people are feeling and how we should steer a conversation or just give pause, a little bit of silence for a moment, we struggle with that. Music is a wonderful tool to be able to set an atmosphere and then to react to it. Immediately, if you think of your favourite song, it gets you happy, it gets you jumping about, it gets you wanting to sing. And then of course, if a sad song comes on, it makes you sit, reflect, maybe even cry. So what I encourage you to do with this exercise, guys, is go and listen to as many music styles as you like and see how they make you feel, see what moods they put you in. And then when you're transferring the skills over to see what the mood is in another person and sense how they're feeling, that can help direct your conversation and potentially even pause it if they just need a little bit of time, not to speak, but just have you in their presence, have you listening to them. And for those of you who have profound and multiple learning difficulties, or for those of you at home who care for people with PMLD, this exercise can be as simple as putting on a CD or putting your laptop on and just putting some music on. What do you like? What do they react to? How do you feel, both of you, when music comes on, whether it be sad, happy, energetic or quiet? Because what that allows you to do is enhance your emotional recognition skills as well as allowing them to activate their synapses through their hearing senses. Again, it's all about multisensory. Hope you have fun with it at home, guys. As always, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Reflex Theatre. Without further ado, guys, I will see you next week. Stay safe and stay social.